Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and Europa Universalis IV Common Sense Scotland. So, we are at war with Norway, although I think we're going to be wrapping this up as soon as we manage to take this fort down. We've already made a pretty good amount of progress on that front. Cornwall got released as an independent nation from the war with Castile, in which they only took one province. They didn't take Gascon. Presumably because they don't want to upset France any more than they already are. Cornwall, in the meantime, did ally with England, which makes sense, I suppose. You want to ally up with England rather than have no allies at all when I clearly have a claim against you, so definitely worth picking somebody up. So I could actually use a war with Cornwall as an excuse to jump into a war with England a little bit early. The problem is I'm not sure I want to, because I'm not sure I'm going to have all the power points I want to core some more territory. I think I'd rather just deal with this this one war as it is. I'm actually going to send these units up to Hologaland and loot these things down for a little while. Oh, there we go. Now it's under our control. What's the supply limit look like? 17? We should be fine. Should be totally fine. The great statesman Eric the 14th Stake or Stake, I don't know, I'm assuming Stake, of Sweden has died. Our royal marriage with Sweden has ended. Probably should get that back. We don't care that much about Utrecht, do we? So let's go ahead and get another royal marriage going with Sweden. There we go. Back up to 200 relations. I like that. So you may notice, by the way, that Denmark looks a little bit different. They've been absolutely annihilated. Looks like Poland handed a lot of territory over to Oldenburg. Are they vassals under Poland? No. They're just I don't know. I actually don't know how Oldenburg got all of that. Maybe Pomerania was in a separate war with Denmark and handed some stuff off. I don't know. Whatever it is, Denmark is screwed. They lost some of their islands to Pomerania, they lost their mainland off to Oldenburg, and they lost their islands to Poland. So they are a one-province minor now. Do you even have any allies? You do. Utrecht. Oh, how cute, another little one-province minor. Denmark is screwed. And this actually kind of works out well for me, because Sweden undoubtedly will want to form Scandinavia. They're going to need some Norwegian territory and some Danish cores to make that possible. And in order to do that, they're going to have to get involved with wars against Pomerania, Oldenburg, Denmark, and also maybe Poland as well. So there's basically going to be a lot of separate wars going on, a lot of separate peace treaties for Sweden to meet their aspirations. So yeah, that's going to slow them down a fair bit. What are we looking at over here? Looks like Riga has 4 regiments. Livonian Order, if I asked for it, you would give me the ability to land on your territory and go and murder Riga. You have a level 3 fort. I'd really rather not do anything with you, if I didn't have to. Peace offer from Norway. They would give me 1 territory. Nope. Let's actually take a look and see what it would cost to get everything I want. I want all of Iceland. I want Bergenschutz. Also, I want to humiliate you. 67 war score. He actually would accept right now with what we've got. But if I wanted to take these, I would need 85 war score. Do you have a lot of money? No, you do not. You only have 64 ducats. A pittance. A tiny little pittance. I wouldn't mind taking more than just Bergenschutz, but maybe I should. Maybe I should only take Bergenschutz. This is a coastal center of trade or an important center of trade or something to that effect. So this actually is important for me to take. Good to know, though, that we can humiliate them pretty effectively. Get a little extra power projection, push me back over 50, give me some extra monarch points. That is a worthwhile endeavor. Oh, look, Norway, you got an army again. Where'd that even come from? I remember stack wiping you, and then I thought, well, did I? I thought I stack wiped you. Maybe not. Maybe I am totally remembering this wrong. It's been a day since I recorded this. I thought they charged me in the mountains and they died, and they were stack wiped. But maybe they just ran off all the way to Riga, and now they've got to come all the way back. I'm actually going to go and hang out with this army on your capital. Because I imagine, if you're not going to attack me in Trondelag, you're probably going to want to unsiege your capital in order to reduce that war exhaustion. So I'm just going to go park over there in the forest. Get a nice defensive terrain penalty in case that's where you think you're going. I probably could have actually canceled military access with Sweden. And I kind of wonder if that meant Norway would have been stuck over there. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. Wow, is it a race to get there? You guys need to go a little bit faster, please. Oh, crap, they got there first. What were the odds? Well, I'm leaderless. But I should still win this fairly soundly, so take him down. There we go. Little extra war score for me. A little bit of army tradition, a little bit of prestige. It's all good. Yeah, they're gonna run all the way back to Riga. I feel sorry for you, son. Feel very, very bad. And by that I mean I don't feel bad at all. I relish in your pain. You are my rival, after all. Looks like France ate a chunk of Burgundy. Wow, look at that. Wow. Burgundy, you're so screwed right about now. Flanders is at war with Hainaut as well. I thought they were just at war with Burgundy, but maybe not. Well, okay. They are currently at war with, this is Aachen? Yeah, they're at war with a couple of people. Well, we'll see. Flanders may actually have bitten off a little more than they can chew now that Burgundy has no longer got another war on their front. That said, though, they are tremendously weak, so we'll see. These are no forts. Honestly, Flanders, if you were smart, you'd separate a couple units, make sure the siege is down so that Burgundy can't train any more troops, and then go and deal with a couple of one-province miners. / two-province miners. Whatever. Point being, you're not playing very smart right now, Flanders. That's why I'm going to vassalize you and tell you what to do. Because I am more smart. Peace offer from Norway. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, if I wanted to take all of this, this would cost me 44 diplomacy points. Well, I got plenty of that, so I might as well go ahead and invest in the next level of technology. I can now build shipyards, which is actually really good, because that can reduce my fleet maintenance cost a lot if I start building them in those areas. I am still, unfortunately, behind the times, I think. Or I just have a neighbor who is really far advanced. Maybe I'm on time. Which of my neighbors is doing really well? Hainaut, amazingly, is actually doing really well. They have higher military and diplomacy tech than I do. How funny. Sweden? No. No, it's Hainaut. Hainaut is giving me a pretty nice pretty nice bonus. A nice discount that I can make use of. That is funny. I admit. That is very funny. Alright. Do I care that much if I grab the next level of military tech right now? Land force limit +1. Meh. I mean, I could build those. The extra shock is quite nice, but that's only for cavalry. Infantry fire? Sure. That's not so bad. Actually, not so bad at all. I don't know exactly how that works with longbows, per se. Longbows with fire value. It'll revolutionize the industry. I don't know. We'll consider that. I can invest in the next level of tech right now. Do I care, or would I rather pick up cheaper regiments in order to work my way up toward national manpower modifier? I don't know. I think the tech is probably more important, to be honest. Alright. You would accept peace. Peace in our time, Norway. I could take all 3 of these provinces, give myself a nice solid foothold, take all of Iceland, and we will hold everything in this area. Yeah, I feel okay about that. Anything else we can eke out of you? A little money? Yeah, sure, I can eke out a little bit of money. Only 37 ducats. Annul treaties? I didn't know you were, I didn't know you had you have military access with Muscovy. I was gonna say, you're definitely not allied. You can't revoke any cores, which is sad, because that's actually worth a fair bit of prestige. I would have liked to had make them revoke their cores on Orkney, but that's not going to happen. I'm going to look at 11.6 on average with aggressive expansion. England, Brabant, Burgundy, Provence. Few people might try to coalition me if I do this. I can get substantially less aggressive expansion if I do it this way, but you know what? I think this is probably alright. And only 25% overextension, that's practically nothing. Definitely don't have enough war score to justify war reparations, unless I was somehow able to get Riga out of the war and they're not interested in doing so. And I don't feel like sending my troops over to deal with them or sending a fleet over here and suffer the attrition to blockade them. So, you know what, this is actually probably fine. This is probably a good enough deal. We'll take 5 territories, and we'll get a lot of power projection as a result. How much? 45 power projection. That's enough. So yeah, we'll take that. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Norway. It was nice playing with you. Let's go ahead and make some cores. We have 200 admin points left over. That is good. We can still invest in some tech. Or I can invest in the idea. I don't know which one I want. It's probably better to get ahead of the tech. So we'll grab that. Put us well ahead of time. And by 8 years. So we have 8 years to enjoy as many military points soaked into quantity ideas as possible. And that is just going to have to be enough. It's just going to have to be enough for a while. Anyone better? I could spend 20 ducats to free up an advisor slot. Or I could just accept that I have a spy offense guy and enjoy the extra monarch points for money. I don't know. Could I spend, you know, how... I have no use for spy offense, so yeah, I'm going to spend the 20 ducats, try to free that up, and see if I'm going to spend money on someone, I want to have somebody that I don't regret hiring. I want to have someone good. So yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, let's go ahead and reduce our army maintenance down a little bit. Just a bit. We're looking at any rebel factions. We are Norwegian, predictably. How are we looking up? Yep, okay, so we need to increase the autonomy in Iceland, because I really don't want to have to deal with that any more than I have to. A 3 development province? Sure, let's remove some unrest from that. So that's 7, though. And that's 9. We do have this coastal center of trade now, though, which is good. So let's go ahead and park our army over here. Supply limit is 20, so we should be okay. I'm actually just going to park this one on Bergenschutz then. And let's take a look at the trade map mode. We have lost the Casus Belli against Norway. No problem, we have plenty of territory to fabricate on later. So now, if I understand correctly, we have 46% control, 48% control of the North Sea. That's great. So we'll push a lot of extra money into the English Channel. And that should bump up our income. Well, not that much. 7 ducats a month? Should be more than that, I would have thought. Reducing the maximum power, reducing their maximum power. Am I reducing my own maximum power by embargoing Provence? Or is this saying how much it's reducing them? It's in red, so I'm confused. It says reducing by the stated percentage. Yeah, reducing their maximum power. Huh. Provence are being embargoed. Well, where does it say... Can I find out how much I am losing from my being embargoed? Is anyone embargoing me at all? Actually, I don't think they are. Not sure exactly why the money went down. Where's my fleet? What are you doing? You're patrolling the English Channel. You should be fine. Should be completely fine. I don't know. I just don't know. We have exiled armies. They're black flagged. It's fine. They'll get there in time. Units have suffered casualties. Well, no kidding. Looming disaster. Civil war. It's the fact that I have such terrible legitimacy that's doing this to me. Unfortunately, not the easiest thing to fix. I could change that. I could get extra yearly legitimacy if I did an indulgence for my sins with the Papal State. And considering I'm currently making 1.24 a year, that would almost double the speed that I am gaining my legitimacy, and that actually could be a good thing, honestly. It would reduce national unrest a bit. Not by much, though. Well, okay. No, I don't think the legitimacy is that important, honestly. Taxes, prestige, inflation reduction. diplomatic reputation, or just save up for either a stability or for a mercantilism. How is that pronounced exactly? Is it mercantilism or mercantilism? I've heard it both ways, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and dock the fleet and mothball them for a bit. There we go. Here's hoping that nobody is smart and tries to do anything fancy. Alright, let's take a quick look-see here. So, how can I reduce... It seems to me like it is inevitable that I will be getting a revolt. It is inevitable. Which is unfortunate, but it makes sense. Let's build a new cog here. I want to have at least 5 transports, I think. And then we'll build another ship. That'll be fine. Alright, well I have a little extra money to spare. I could do a few things, like, I don't know, perhaps building a fort on Bergenschutz, so that it is harder to capture and it can resist any attacks. Actually, I kind of like that idea. Grabbing a fort in Bergenschutz. Unfortunately, you cannot have any buildings until you have 20 development. Really, I thought it was 10, though. Maybe it's because it's not a core. Maybe I should wait until these things are cored up before I consider such things. 'Tis entirely possible. Forts cost me about 200 ducats. The alternative, of course, is that I grab something like a barracks and get myself a bit of extra manpower. That might be a better way to go, to be honest. What about production? Anything especially good? Well, 0.12 ducats, 0.21, 0.19. What are you guys producing that's so good? Cloth and grain. So it's really not the fact that you guys are producing a really important good as much as the fact that you have much, much better diplomatic development that is making that worthwhile. Development throws off all my math in this game. It really does. I still haven't quite figured out the perfect balance as to how this is supposed to work. Oh well. Okay, well, considering the fact that we now have, anything I can fabricate on England's Derbyshire? Gloucestershire? Really, why can I fabricate on Gloucestershire? Is that because it technically connects through St. George's Channel? I do think it does. How fascinating. Well, we'll fabricate a claim against Derbyshire for a little bit, I guess. Oh, I have an army entirely up here that I forgot about. Sorry, guys! Trapped up there in Finnmark. We never would have heard from you again. Never, ever would have heard from you again. Well, I guess I could fabricate a claim against Denmark, but there's just no point. There is just no point. So, what else could I do? Solidify relations with the Papal State a little bit? Sure. Might as well. Might as well take advantage of that. I do wish there were some better ways of handling some of these, some of this unrest, though. Well, no. We'll keep them there. It's honestly Iceland that bothers me the most. Getting on some boats and hopping some units over here is just going to be a pain in the butt. Also, why is the autonomy 10% less? It's because I had a claim on this. We'll see how much this goes down once I get my cores. They are non-accepted culture currently. But that's for them. I want for me. Primary culture group. Where do I see... There is a way to see what my, There it is, okay. Irish, 10%. Irish is actually about to fall away as an accepted culture. That actually could be a problem for me. That actually could be a pretty serious problem for me now that I think about it. Uh-oh. Huh. Kinda wish I were integrating you now. I'd have to deal with some Welsh, but I really don't want to have to worry about, Leinster and Munster again. That would make me sad. We'll see what happens. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What are y'all worried about? I ain't worried. You worried? I'm not worried at all. Disputed succession with Bavaria. Province improvements. Truces will expire. Friesland, England, all in 1948. So actually next year, actually in just a few months, I'll have the ability to go to war against all of them. And then there is this free advisor slot. Hey, a diplomatic reputation guy. I will definitely pick you up. You're worth it. See, I'm glad I played the 20 ducats in order to get that guy instead of spy offense. Who wants spy offense? I mean, come on. It's terrible. Connaught, if I wanted to annex you, it would take me 336 diplomatic power. It's a lot of power. It's good. Would like to do that. Honestly, it's probably about time to annex Connaught into my country. It's about that time. Let's go ahead and bump up to speed 5 and really let things start ripping. Woo! Pause. Up. There we go. Speed 5 is scary, boy. It's really scary. Truce with England has expired. Brabant, Friesland, and an advisor died, but not one of my guys, which makes it okay. How am I looking as far as inflation? Still 3% and it's not going down. Could spend some admin power to reduce it, but really who wants to do that? I'm going to reduce army maintenance a bit more. And unrest is ticking down. Slowly but surely, it is ticking down. My overextension and legitimacy are actually some of my worst problems, and war exhaustion will be going down as well. And then factor in the fact that that's going to take about 6 months to a year to fully tick down. Separatism will go down by about another percentage. I mean, Iceland might actually be okay since I raised autonomy. They are at least the same religion. The culture group is a problem, but we might be okay. Austria declared war. Don't care, don't care. Well, Scotland is definitely becoming a very prominent presence up in this area. Cornwall, seriously? Cornwall, really? You want to do that, bro? You really want to do that? I mean, okay. It's only reducing... Well, actually, I am being embargoed by England, and that's having a little bit of an effect on me. Reducing my maximum power by 10% in the English Channel. That can't be allowed to stand. Definitely can't be allowed to stand, but there's not much I can do about it right now. All we can do is just kind of wait for the next set of rebellions. So we lost our claim on Kent. But we did finish off our mission, and we can take... we can take a couple missions. We can take a mission to conquer Lancashire, and that would give me manpower, recovery speed, and yearly prestige from an inspiring victory. Alternatively, I could incorporate Connaught, or I could improve legitimacy. I think this might be better. It does mean that I'm going to have to take that in the next war against England, which if I were not really at threat of Norwegian separatists, I would say we should probably start up pretty soon. Or we commit to incorporating Connaught, but that'll take a long stinking time, and I don't have the power for it yet. I could start it now, I really could, and that might not be a bad idea. Nah, screw it. We'll take Lancashire in the next war, and that'll get us an inspiring victory. Manpower, recovery, speed, and prestige is just so darn good. So we'll stick with that. Alright guys, well I think that's enough for this video. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus with EU4 Common Sense. We finished off our war, and we've gotten a lot bigger. Now we just have to weather the storm of rebellions, and then prepare for yet another bout against England. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.